Hey yo, what is going on guys? dbzmando signing on here, and I'm a little bit late for this review, but I had watched Book of Boba Fett, Episode 2, Tribes of Tatooine, and man, was this a good episode. Holy crap. I feel like, okay, so, non-spoiler real quick, really good episode. You learn a lot. There's a lot to learn in this episode, before I get to spoilers. You learn a lot. It makes you feel more for certain characters that we have seen, and you just learn and get a whole new respect on them. It was just a really good video episode. I really enjoyed it. It was more flashbacks than present time, which is fine. We even got some pretty sick stuff for present time. Again, I'll get that when I get later into this review. Present time, there was a little bit, but there was enough. There was enough to know what is going, and I'm pretty sure the next episode is going to be focusing more on that. But for now, it was just more flashbacks, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I want to know exactly what happened. I'm pretty sure we all want to know what happened to Boba Fett during his time of being, on a desert land. Alright, that's kind of it for non-spoilers. It was really good. Go check it out if you haven't already, and let's get into spoilers. So, well, it's not a breakdown, but we begin the episode with Boba Fett, going after they got the prisoner and trying to interrogate him a bunch, and they interrogate him, doesn't work out, so they throw him down in the Rancor pit, making him think the Rancor's still there, but the Rancor died back in episode 6. It freaks him out, because apparently some group he's a part of is secret, so but Fennec the whole time is it's just a title, there's nothing special about these guys. So he croaks. They then go meet the mayor, who I thought was the one who actually sent the hit on him. For a second, I really thought the mayor was. And, they alluded to it, and so I was like, yo, but I'm pretty sure we all did, but it wasn't him. At the end, he was like, I'm out to kill these guys. I didn't put a hit on you. He's like, here's my contribution. They're like, okay. Still not trusting him, but he's like, yo, make sure you check your sources or whatever. He just gives them advice. Cryptic advice or whatever. But then we actually get to see Hutts after that. It's sick because we see Hutts. We haven't seen Hutts forever. Apparently they're Jabba's cousins and they're ruthless or whatever. And they want his territory, and Boba's like, no, it's mine now. And they're like, no, it's ours. And they're carried on litters, just how, rich people are in the Star Wars world. We also get to see when they're basically threatening each other. It's really cool. I'm like, it's about to go down with how many stairs and just stand downs there are. But there is a character we see. I kind of remember him from, now it could be I could be thinking of a different character, but we see a Wookiee with a black pelt. He's just a very dark Wookiee with black fur. And I think in Legends lore, I remember seeing somewhere there was a bounty hunter Wookiee that was like that. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked it up or anything yet, and I will do that when I do my breakdown video later on. But that Wookiee, there's something, I just kind of wish I knew and remembered, because because I watch it with my friends, and my buddy, Yikes Jr., he was watching it, and, was like, yo, is that him? One of the Wookiee bounty hunters, I think, back in Legends, but it could have been a different one. But if that is him, then that's sick. That's because he's from Legends. He hasn't been... Have we seen him before? I can't remember off the top of my head. But I remember he was just a really crazy bounty hunter. But if that is the case, well, we got something interesting to drop. And then after that, Boba goes back, and then we get more flashbacks. We get flashbacks. And man, does this feel like a Western or... hang on, it really does feel like a Western story. But we get more flashbacks of Boba with the Sand People. This episode painted the Sand People in a whole different perspective. You learn so much about them. This episode is and I know some people are like, yeah, but I like this. This explains the Sand People. It adds depth to the Sand People and gives them character, because all we knew them as were just raiders and marauders and the people that killed Anakin's mother back in episode 2. But in this episode, it paints them in a new light. You learn about them, you learn their cultures, you learn their way of life, you learn from them and their traditions. It's very nice. It really does give them character, gives them development. They're not just these raiders that just attack everybody. Yes, they do mention that some other tribes before, because one of the tribe leader mentions that before after the water dried out, the sand people were scattered, and some of them raid and kill to survive, and they've lost their ways. And Boba's like, you guys are warriors, it's just the way it is. And you learn a lot about their tribe in that they do it to survive, and they don't really have a choice, and they're not technologically advanced. They try to rule, but they can't do anything from space because, people have machines and all that. They're, again, tribes at the end of the day and aren't really tech savvy. And we kind of learned that when Boba, after a train scene in the episode of them getting attacked by a train and losing their people, and Boba, them burning the bodies, and Boba having that sympathy for them, he goes and kills the raiders that were driving alongside the train, I believe, or just driving by, and he murders them. They weren't good people either. They were freaking lounging around attacking innocent people. So Boba kills them, takes their speeders, and then teaches the sand people how to ride the speeders. The sand people aren't technologically advanced. They have no clue how it works. So he teaches them, and it's a funny little montage until they eventually learn. And then they take down a train, and it really feels very Western, like those Western movies where they're riding the horse and trying to take down a train. Very Western. It's really cool. They take down the train, and it's pikes. Pikes are here now. When they take down the train, you see pikes. Now, are those pikes? I'm pretty sure they're pikes. They even have spice and everything. And Boba's like, what are you guys doing with spice? The pikes are like, we don't have spice. And then you just see the spice float. So that was cool. I was like, because I don't think we've seen live action pikes in a while. Or maybe we did back in Solo, and I didn't see anything. But it was nice to see pikes again, We haven't seen them since basically Clone Wars. And what are they doing during this time? Still smuggling spice and drugs and weapons, as crime little syndicates do. So they take down the pikes. He takes their weapons. They then say that they're no longer free to travel through these lands. And the sand people are grateful for Boba. I also learned apparently the little black things that they were grabbing that had water in them, it's like a milk and not a water. Just weird. I could have sworn it was a water, but alright. So they then, after that, the sand people are very grateful for Boba. They teach him his ways. There's a little lizard. I thought it was so funny because we were seeing that lizard because I was also watching with my girlfriend. She saw the lizard. She's like, oh, look at your little baby. And then it straight up went into Boba's nose, and I just started dying of laughter because she was like so perturbed. She loves little small things, and just to see it just climb its way up Boba's nose just had me dying. Oh man, she was mortified. But it was a really good episode. We learned a lot. We even got to see more flashbacks. We got to, when Boba went to, there was this tree or whatever after the lizard, it was guiding him to go to this tree to grab a branch from, and the lizard guided him, but also we got to see flashbacks of Boba being like an illusion of Boba being trapped in a Sarlacc pit, being wrapped around by the branches, and a lot of just illusions, and I guess comparison of that. And there's remembrance of that. We even got to see extended footage of Kamino. We saw him as a little kid looking around through the storm as his father's ship was piloting around. Now, I don't know if we'll see more of that. I really hope we see more flashbacks of him as a kid, because there was a book called, Boba Fett, I think. There were, these kid books that basically went on, and I think they're just Legends canon. I don't think they're actual Star Wars canon, where it explains Boba's life as a kid. Before, up to the events of Attack of the Clones, and then what he did a little bit after, before, we see him in Clone Wars. So I wonder if we'll see some of that from that book, and they'll implement it here. That'll be pretty interesting, honestly. I think it would be pretty sick. But, again, I really hope we see more flashbacks of him on Kamino. I want to see, I guess, more depth. Give him more depth between the relationship between him and his father. Give him that chemistry. Make him more likable and understandable or something. Give him more character depth. But yeah, Boba Fett grabs a branch. He then goes back to the tribe. They see it. He then helps them forge this branch, and with this branch they create his staff. And he also, after all the ceremony, gets also suited up in his clothes that we saw him wear in The Mandalorian before he got his armor back. So it explains everything, how he got his staff and how he got his new clothes. And now basically I don't want to say we're caught up. There probably is still a lot more, but it explains where he's at until possibly against he leaves the Sand People to go get his armor. But yeah, that all in all, guys, that's gonna be it. That's all I really wanted to say. That it really just ends after he dons his suit and or his clothes. And yeah, I just say it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Again, it added so much depth to the Sand People. The Sand People we've known very little about, and now with the Book of Boba Fett, I feel like we've learned so much, and I really liked it. Like, this episode was just dedicated to flashback, and that's perfectly fine. If the episode is dedicated perfectly to a flashback, that means more of the sequels can be, more of the other episodes can be more focused on the now. So you have that one episode, because it gets a big chunk of the flashback, and you don't have to worry about it in segments, and being like, oh, I just want to get on with the story. It's all in one episode, or not all of it, but most of it, probably, is focused in one episode, which means more of the other episodes will be focused more on the now, which will be which is nice, because that means it'll give some people what they want when they want to just focus on the now. But all in all, really good episode. I thought it was great. It was a beautiful episode. We learned so much about the Sand People, as I said already. It's nice to learn about, learn more about these people that have just been known for killing 24/7, and that they have, you know, rituals and a culture and class. It is very nice. It's a breath of fresh air. It's really great. It's a really good episode. I recommend you guys watch it. Anyways, that's where I'm going to end the video here. A breakdown will happen soon. I will try and get it hopefully before the third episode comes out, but I will work on that breakdown video. And yeah, that was basically it. That's all I wanted to talk about. It was a really good episode. And guys, let me know in the comments down below. What were your guys' thoughts on this episode? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you not like it? What was your opinions and thoughts? Just let's talk about it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to blast that like button, Alice Universe, subscribe if you enjoyed the content on my channel, and hey, consider hitting that bell notification, because I do upload daily. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. dbzmando, signing out.